Ashley. This is Allie, my tech CA. She helps with the adjustments. Kalissa's sitting here in the blue. She greets everyone with that smile every single time you're here. And Cindy, our newest addition, is helping us with all different types of things while Dr. Ashley is taking care of the baby. So we have the best team in Bend, and I'm not afraid to say that. And I think that I say stuff like that now because I have a baby and I don't care what comes out of my mouth as long as it is in a good manner that's going to help serve people and get them healthy. All right? I was telling someone today that my whole life has completely changed to the point where I feel like a new person. I'm still the same person, but I feel like I'm a new person because my whole dynamic for every single thing that I do has completely been picked up, shaken up, and turned upside down. And I've been taking care of people with my wife now for 8 years, and a month ago when this little sweetheart came into the world, everything changed. One of my best friends, he's a mentor, he's wise, we call him the Oracle, his name's Garth, and he lives here, and my parents don't, so I asked him for advice on things, because he raised 2 boys by himself when his wife passed, when his kids were very young. And he said, Andrew, the reason to be a man is to be a father. And he said, as soon as that baby shows up, every single thing in your life, you're going to forget what was so important. All right? So I feel very blessed that I get to serve you guys every day. And it sure does, those of you who have children know that it's a magical experience. Now, as I've been completely tripping out over life while looking into this little baby's eyes, something came to me. Okay? Lots of stuff have come to me. And I thought to myself last night as I was rocking her to sleep, looking into her eyes, I thought, you've taught me more about life in a month than I've learned in several decades without you. Would you guys agree with that? Okay? So, I'm a little passionate about things in general, but now it's another level. Okay? You get what I'm saying? Can you guys handle it? I said, let's decompress and let's get down to stress. Because you will learn in my 20-minute presentation here tonight that stress is the #1 thing destroying and taking life from us as we're trying to live and express ourselves to our fullest potential. And we can talk all night about a bunch of really scary things, but I have to get you in the right mindset to know that stress it's important. If we don't have stress, we break down and we can't even stand up. Gravitational forces keep us, it keeps our muscles strong, and it keeps our nerves working, and these forces that we can't really explain, they're laws of life, and those laws of life exist within you, and they keep you alive. Yeah? Okay? So I'm thinking to myself, I've learned more from you in 4 weeks than I've learned in my life for several decades. All right, so stress is what we're going to cover today, and I'm going to reveal something to you, and there's some really smart people in this room, I know, and maybe you've heard some of this before, but I'm going to take it to another level, because I want you to understand a couple key points about stress. Now, I'm not a cat guy, I'm a dog guy. I'm just going to put it out there and say it. But a little kitty like that sure does make me think happy thoughts. Okay?
Just reel us in.
I'm thinking about being a cat guy now.
Yes, you should.
I saw a handful of you jump. I saw you jump really far. I saw some jump over here. Out of my periphery, I saw some stress. Okay? Now, some of you know that I like to film things in nature. So, let's watch this one. This is me.
Is that real?
You saw my video on YouTube?
Wait, is that real?
Everyone always wants to know, Doc, when you got to the stump in the road, why didn't you just pop a wheelie like you did when you were kids? Why did you actually get off your bike and try to outrun?
Is that real?
Oh my gosh, it's still behind you.
Oh my gosh.
I think I got
You could have died. You're a pretty good bike rider.
I panicked because I was under so much stress. And then I really panicked because I was out of breath. And this is where I saw my life flash before my eyes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you scared him.
That's what. That's.
It wasn't good there.
Has anybody ever seen that before?
Oh, yeah.
That was not me, by the way. That is like, I gotta build up, you know, something. Makes me feel good about myself.
Hello, Peter.
What movie is this?
The Office.
Space. Office Space.
Yeah.
Good boss or bad boss?
Sheets on your TPS reports. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry about that. I forgot. Yeah. You see, we're putting the cover sheets on all TPS reports now before they go out. Did you see the memo about this? Yeah. Yeah, I have the memo right here. I just forgot. But it's not shipping out till tomorrow, so there's no problem. Yeah. If you could just go ahead and make sure you do that from now on, that would be great. And I'll go ahead and make sure you get another copy of that memo. Okay? Yeah, no, I have the memo. I've got it. It's right.
Anybody ever worked for that guy?
Oh, yeah.
I did before I became a chiropractor. I love my boss now. This is my wife. The reason I wanted you to see those 3 different examples of stress is because all of those examples, the exact same physiological process happens in your brain, changing your brain and body chemistry. Your body is extremely intelligent. Does everyone agree with me? Say yes.
Yes.
Our body is so intelligent that it knows that if a bear's chasing you, or if that scary creature jumps out in front of you, or if your boss shows up and nags you every single day for the rest of your life, that your body has to do something about it. It's extremely intelligent. The unfortunate reality is that your body can't decipher between the boss stress and the bear stress. And we know this to be true because we can look at the body's chemistry and we can see that the body chemistry does the exact same thing when a bear is chasing you as it does when your boss or your wife or your spouse or your friend talks mean to you. The exact same response. Okay? Stress keeps us alive to run from bears and scary creatures, and stress also keeps us alive to run from scary, creepy bosses. Now, if you were a caveman and someone showed up to your cave and started talking to you like that, what would you do? If you didn't have to have income, what would you do?
Beat him up.
You would run away. You'd be like, I don't have time for you, dude. I'm out. I'm finding a new cave. I don't have time for this anymore. Right? And that's how civilization spread across the world. Seriously, people kept arguing and fighting, and they just kept moving. Like, I don't like these guys. Come on, family. We're going to find a new cave. True. Absolutely true. Now, here's what happens inside of your body. And we're not going to go over all the physiological responses, but we're going to go over exactly where in your body we can find and detect the responses. So when stress shows up, whether my boss is yelling at me or when the bear is chasing after me, I can hear the bear breathing, I can feel him chasing after me, I can hear my boss yelling at me, and my body goes into fight or flight mode. This system is dominated by something called the sympathetic nervous system. The other side of your system is called the parasympathetic system. When you're running for your life, your sympathetic system kicks into overload, and the pedal hits the metal so you can run as fast as you can to save your life. That part of your nervous system lives in the middle part of the spine. The parasympathetic system is what activates when my sweetheart is breastfeeding and then decides to soil her 15th diaper for the day. Because that is the rest and digest system. And you saw when that witch jumped out at you, it said, go empty your pants now. Because you cannot be in hyper stress mode with your foot on pedal to the metal and be in parasympathetic dominance at the same time. It's one or the other. The key is having some balance between those two. Which is why when you tickle a kid or you scare your best friend really bad, they pee their pants. Because the parasympathetic system is responsible for releasing bodily fluids when there's just a cool, calm time. If you're running from the bear, the last thing that you're thinking about is, I'm really hungry today. Why don't I have some more food? Why don't I stop and take some vitamins? You're not even thinking about going to the chiropractor. You're thinking about saving your life. But as soon as the bear starts to calm down, your parasympathetic system says, if we don't show up and lower this level of stress, the body's going to shut down. Now, every single day, the majority of Americans are stuck in sympathetic dominance because of what we eat, the way that we treat each other, and the jobs that we have, and a whole bunch of other things. Okay? Now, When the sounds of the stressors show up, they go through my senses, correct? And the senses travel from the outside world into your internal body, and they go up to the brain through the spinal column, and they activate certain parts of the brain that determine what response to have. Should I either hang out and relax and heal and digest my food and soil another diaper, or should I run to save my life? You got it? It goes through this very complicated process, and it shoots out this information, and the info travels down the spinal column out to different nerves, which send different signals to the body to keep you alive. Okay? During the stress response, your brain sends signals through the pituitary gland, releases hormones down through the body and to the adrenal glands. And the adrenal glands and the pituitary release stress hormones. The most popular one that we've all heard of is called cortisol. Yeah? Everyone heard, has anyone heard of that? Cortisol. It's the stress hormone that keeps us alive. It also is the stress hormone that if we're constantly releasing tons of cortisol, our body starts to shut down. And I'm going to show you how we know that boss stress and relationship stress does the exact same thing that running from bear stress does. Okay? I'm going to quiz you guys. And if you get confused, look at my slide because the answer's up there. Now, when I'm running from the bear, what's my heart rate going to do? Go up or down? Up. It better, because we need to send oxygen and energy through the blood supply to the muscles, and we need the muscles to get you away. Okay? We don't need to send blood supply to different vital organs like the pancreas and the liver, and that's why we sometimes evacuate. Okay? So all the blood in your body pulls away from your vital organs and sends it to the muscular system, the heart, and so forth, to keep you alive and keep you running. Good. Now, what about blood pressure and pulse? Up or down? Up. Every single time goes up. What about the bronchioles to the chest? And what about your eyes? Do they dilate or do those things constrict? They dilate because you need to bring in more information from your surrounding, and you need to bring more oxygen to your lungs. So those things dilate. What about blood platelets? This is a tricky one. Does anybody know what blood platelets do? What do they do, ma'am? They clot your blood. Now, if I'm running from a bear, would I want more blood platelets or less blood platelets? Tied together.
You want less until you got injured, and then you want more.
But your body's not going to wait for you to get injured. It wants to show up with as much clotting potential as possible because it doesn't know if you're going to fall off the bike and gash your arm open or if you're going to have to fight to save your life from the bear before you get a paw to the face. So as soon as the cortisol gets released, the blood platelets go, boom, through the roof. Does blood platelets make blood thicker or thinner? Thicker. Can you see where we're going with this? Now the heart problems? And the last one, blood sugar. Does blood sugar go up or does it go down?
Goes down because you're burning.
Your body's going to make more.
You're going to shoot out more blood. You're going to shoot out more sugars because sugars are fuel source to the body. So your body kicks into a different burning mode, and if you haven't had breakfast today, it starts stealing sugars and making sugars to keep you alive so that you can run. So every single one of these things goes up. Everyone with me? Yep. And you get this nice shot of adrenaline, which makes you move a car by yourself if your spouse is stuck under it. You guys know about this, right? Superhuman powers when you're stressed out. But when I don't need superhuman powers when I'm trying to eat some food, do I? All right? The gas pedal and the brake pedal. Now, there's 7 different types of stressors that I educate people on. Let's just go over a couple. Let's not go over all 7 of them because we have a time constriction because we got to get out and enjoy this beautiful day. All right? Let's just break a couple down. Physical stressors. Things like subluxations. My patients know what a subluxation is. It's when the vertebrae become out of its natural state of alignment, placing abnormal pressures on your nervous system. I told people today, your nervous system and spine is your instrument. It's your guitar. And if your guitar is not tuned, ain't nobody going to listen to you. But as soon as you reach up there and you start tuning it in, you make this magical melody and this magical harmonial bliss. And all of a sudden, the room gets full and people can't get enough of your music. Okay? Good beats. So, subluxations, intense exertion. So me going to the gym this morning and working my muscles, that's physical stress. All right? Have you ever heard of someone doing too much physical activity and burning out? Cortisol levels through the roof. All right? We talk about how to exercise and get exercise. Manual labor, lack of sleep is a physical stressor. We got chemicals. Name some chemical stressors. Come on.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
Caffeine.
Alcohol, caffeine. Anything you put in your body that is coming from an outside source that can somehow create a negative response to your body. And I'm not saying caffeine is, making you more alert is a negative thing, but over time, it keeps you in a sympathetic dominated state, and you get high platelets, high blood sugar, high blood pressure, and all those things we already talked about. Yeah? Okay? Mental. So, hey, this is the big one. Mental and spiritual. These things, feeling like you don't have a path in life is stressful. Yeah? I remember when I was trying to decide to be a chiropractor and leave GlaxoSmithKline. Kind of a stressful experience for me. Well, I'm going to go back on everything I believed in, and I'm going to teach people how to get healthy naturally. When I accepted it, I knew that, oh man, I've been waiting to do this my whole life. Yeah? But mental stressors, emotional stressors, nutritional stressors. All right, the food that we eat, it's either good or bad. Food is going to either give you life or give you death. It's not much in between. Everything you put in your mouth is going to give you a higher vibrational frequency or a lower one. If it's touched by man, it might give you a lower one. I'm just saying. Someone's got to pick the carrots and get them to you. But if it's touched by man, put into a package and wrapped up and processed, it's not going to give you more life. Low frequency. Does anyone know what the number one frequency vibrating food is? Quiz. It's a vegetable. Cucumber. Cucumbers. Eat a lot of cucumbers. Eat a lot of cucumbers, okay? Unless someone was going to say like CBDs or I don't know what that is. It'd be interesting to know. Traumatic stressors and psycho-spiritual stressors. I went through a period of my life where I was stressed out because I didn't know what happened when I died. That's true. I'm being honest with you. I met my wife. She's like, "You're afraid to die?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm afraid to die because I was raised in a dogmatic, world that told me I had to do things a certain way. And now I know that it's all good." Okay. I already talked about long-term stressors and what those do to your physiology in your body. Here's another slide so you can see what the cortisol does to you. Now, help me understand how chronic stress can give you lead to obesity and diabetes. Can someone break down how I just explained to you your blood sugar goes up?
You have more platelets.
Yep.
Platelets.
So platelets, if you have excess platelets, do stressed people get cardiovascular disease and heart attacks? Yes. Or do you Zen people that are meditating all day? Yeah, stressed people. 55 years old, doc, picture of health. This guy ran every day, he had a great life, great family, died at 55. How could that be? Right? We know that genetics are responsible for 20%. 20% of your life is made up of genetics. The other 80% is responsible from your expression for how you choose to live your life. So we can turn genes on and off. All right? Absolutely, absolutely. So we're chronically stressed out. Sugar goes through the roof. Blood vessels open up really big, tons of platelets. The arteries start clogging up. And we get a whole bunch of stress, and then we have sugar flooding the scene. So every time we eat anything, the body converts it to sugar to shoot. The body does that anyway, but it's now pumping it out in excess, and then we don't have enough insulin to transport the sugar, and then we get liver disease, and I could go on and on all night. But you guys get the idea that obesity does come from this. And the other big one is decreased immune response. When I'm running from the bear, who thinks that my body was saying, what can we do to increase his immune system? The body's going, keep him alive. Keep him alive at all costs. Let's not worry about whether he gets, falls and gets some bacteria in his arm. Let's keep him alive. Okay? Is everyone with me so far? Mm-hmm. Awesome. I'm already covering a bunch of these. So 2 questions come up to me. What's common and what's normal? And I like to address this with people. Those of you who are my patients, you guys know what I talk about. People say, "Oh, I have a headache. It's normal for me." I go, "No, it's not. You're not supposed to get headaches. That's not normal. That's common for people who don't know how to ask the right question." Yeah? And the quality of your health is determined by the quality of the questions that you seek and ask for yourself. So if you have a headache, it's a symptom telling you that something is whack. All right? And if we ask the right question, instead of putting a pill in your mouth to cover up the headache, we can go, okay, here's a whole bunch of reasons why you may have a headache. Let's start dissecting those, and let's ask the right questions so that we can get the right result and make the headache go away. People tell me all the time, "Doc, I got high blood pressure. It runs in my family." And I'm like, yeah, okay. But I just told you that 20% of your gene expression is not coming from your ancestry. It's coming from how you choose to live your life. 2 sisters, actually the study I think has 3 or 4 sisters. 3 or 4 sisters, they all have the breast cancer gene. How many of them get cancer?
2.
A couple of them. How come they all don't get it? They all have the right gene to express it. It's because our environment can turn it on or off. Okay? So what's common and normal are 2 different things, and I just want people to understand that having high stress is not normal. It's just really common because we've just been raised in this insane reality. Okay? I'm just talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you. I live a transparent life with my patients and know that we all struggle from this. So the choice is yours. Okay? Every day we wake up in the morning, I'm going to teach you one cool thing to do. The choice is yours. My brother, who I absolutely love with all of my heart, we were just talking the other day, and there's some stressful stuff going on in the family. And I looked at him and I said, this is not my advice, this is advice that I've learned, do what makes you happy, man. And everything else will work itself out. Yeah? Everything else will work itself out if you just follow your heart and do what's happy. Okay? So the choice is yours, and there's lots of different, oh man, I can't believe I did this. Here's why stress is good sometimes. Okay? And I have an article that is peer-reviewed and teaches us this. Okay? If we didn't have any stress in our life, we wouldn't be able to stand up, we wouldn't be able to breathe, we wouldn't be able to do any of these normal functions. So some level of stress keeps us alive. But when we live in chronic stress, it takes our life from us. Okay? So connective tissue in the body will atrophy without stress. If I don't ever go to the gym or go for a walk and I sit in my recliner all day, am I going to have more energy and stronger muscles or less energy and weaker muscles? You guys know the answer to that. Okay? So our architectural organization comes from something called Wolff's Law. And Wolff's Law states that the body will re-architecture itself to comply with the forces that the environment are placing upon it. If I have a tree and I take a ratchet strap and I ratchet that tree, is that tree going to grow straight or is it going to grow to the right? If I ratchet strap it to the right. It's going to re-architecture to go the direction that the stressful environment is placing upon us. If I stub my toe and I hobble around for 3 weeks on a broken toe, guess what my tibia, femur, pelvis, and low back have to do? Adjust and compensate. And when you cover that up for 30 or 40 years, people show up in my office and they have degeneration in their spine. And I tell them, it's not the arthritis and the degeneration it's the problem. It's why is it there? And if we can ask the right questions and we can teach our kids to get adjusted, when the problem shows up, we can live a more virtuous life to our fullest expression. Agree? Call me crazy, but I've never met a dentist tell me, hey, Andrew, no cavities. Take the next 6 months off of brushing. Negative, guys. Negative. I tell people every day, if you're feeling good and you're moving in the right direction, do not stop doing what you're doing. If you're stressed out and you're having a whole bunch of problems and concerns, change what you're doing tomorrow. Change it. Okay? Lack of proper stressors in your environment cause adhesions and fibrosis in the connective tissue as well. There's a major concern when we send an astronaut to space. There's also a major concern when we scuba dive for too long. Because the stressors change and we didn't evolve and adapt for 40,000 years with deep water diving or astronomical flights. Okay? You with me on this one? So stress is good. It keeps us alive. Too much of it breaks us down. All right? Here's my hierarchy of vital needs. Every cell in your body needs 4 things to live. And a whole bunch of other things that can all go into these same 4 categories. Every cell in your body needs food. Agreed? Mm-hmm. We need to have food because we can live how long without food?
3 weeks.
A couple of weeks, maybe a month. And there's something more important than food. My patients, you guys know this. Water. And how long can we live without taking a glass of water today? Days. So we went from weeks or months to days that fast. And then there's something more vital and important than water. What is it, guys?
Air.
Oxygen. You can live how long without oxygen? Minutes, guys. Right? Your brain starts to die in 4 minutes. So we went from months to minutes that quickly. And there's something even more valuable in currency for your cells, and it's nerve supply. If we take away nerve function to the heart, what's the heart going to do, and how long is it going to take for it to stop doing what it's going to do? Instantly, it starts to break down and die. So I'm talking before you about the stressor that most people don't know about. My patients do. But it's the nervous system stressors that are blocking the normal flow of life from your brain to your body and your body to your brain. We call it subluxation here, right, guys? And you don't have to feel it to know that it exists. Because science tells us that how much % of your body feels, patients? 30% of your body has the capacity to feel and express symptoms. I just read this morning that 4% of our brain is functioning at any one given time. 4%. What the heck is the other 96% doing? We know less about our brain than our oceans. Fact. We know more about the Pacific Ocean than your brain. And that's why I get lost in my baby girl's eyes. Nerve flow is the number one thing that we need to focus on when we're stressed. Because if we can take stressors off of the nervous system, which is the master system that keeps you alive and living at all times, we can get the most bang for our buck. I promise you that. I've seen it every day. The moment I find something better that works than taking stressors off of the nervous system, I will jump ship and go there. I promise you, because I care too much about helping people get healthy. I'll leave chiropractic and go somewhere else. But the reality is that in the past 8 years, the research surrounding the subluxation and blockage of nerve flow has gone light years ahead, and there's no going back unless something else shows up. There's 11 things I'll teach you to do to decrease your stress. Because the first time I taught this class, people said, what am I going to do? This is kind of like what you would see if you opened up a magazine on stress written by a doctor that wanted to speak a language that people could get. Okay? The number one thing I told you is get adjusted. This is a guy on a mission trip over in India, and Dr. Ashley and I, we've done some mission trips in India, and he's got this monkey set up for a mid-thoracic adjustment. And you guys know that the mid-thoracic spine is the sympathetic or parasympathetic system. Which one? The mid-thoracic spine is the sympathetic system right here, and the parasympathetic system is the neck and the low back and the sacrum. Okay? So the mid-back, when people show up in my office and they're really ripping high stress, I probably shouldn't activate the sympathetics, should I? That's like putting fuel on the fire. But maybe once we've got a little relationship, we've taken some stresses off, we can go there. Okay? So he's setting up on a monkey for a thoracic adjustment. Not the first person to do that, by the way. Number 2, get more sleep. This is easier said than done because it's hard to sleep when you're stressed out. Yeah? So I'm going to teach you about some meditation to do to calm you down before you go to sleep. Move closer to work. Any of you who know me on a personal level, you guys know I can walk to work. And it wasn't luck, it was by design. Because I knew I was going to have a baby, I knew I was going to raise a family, and I knew I was going to grow my practice. And how cool is it that I can go home and spend that time with my family? It makes me really happy when I can be to the office in 5 minutes. Okay? You know, I have friends who live on Long Island, and their commute is from a bus to a train to a taxi to a half-mile walk. What? They listen to a bunch of audiobooks, but their life has got a lot of stress in it. Okay? Spend more time with your family and friends. This is like a no-brainer for me. As my life changes, I'm learning that certain things aren't important to me that they used to be important to me. Okay? Spend more time with family and friends. When I was in India, everyone's always together. There's nobody going out to dinner by themselves. Just that's what we're doing right now. We're spending time with our tribe, our people who get the same things that we get. Okay? Go outside. This one's really well studied. I saw 57 degrees is the magic number. That'd be kind of cold to have our office at 57 degrees. But if you get outside, not only get vitamin D from the sun on a sunny day, but you ground yourself. And when you ground yourself to Mother Earth, it changes your frequency and it steals some of that bad juju, and you get connected with the source. And you get some fresh air. Yeah. This is a self-defense mechanism that when you get in a fight with your spouse, what do?
Go for a walk.
You go somewhere. You don't sit down on the couch and rub their feet. You go, oh my God, you're driving me nuts, I'm out. And you go out and go for a walk. It's by design. We just forget that, okay? Help others. So, you know, this isn't science, but help others. The happiest people on earth are the people who serve the most people. Okay? And I'm hanging my hat on that because that's what we strive to do every day, is serve people. Practice smiling. There's a very famous study that was performed, and they took clinically depressed patients, like a bunch of them. I even think it was Harvard that did this. I'll pull it if you guys want to know about it. They took a bunch of clinically depressed people, and they did 3 things. They could put a certain amount of people over here, nothing. You don't get any treatment. They took another group of people, and they said, you get this, the newest, fanciest medications on the market to help, serotonin reuptake inhibitors, or all these different fancy drugs. I don't even know them all. You guys know that about me. Depression drugs, and then they took a third group, and they said, let's try something cool. You guys go in this room, it's full of mirrors. We're going to lock you in there, and you get 20 minutes in the mirror room. The whole thing's covered in mirrors, top, bottom, floor. And your job is to smile and laugh nonstop. If we catch you not smiling, we're coming in and we're wrestling you up. Laugh and smile. And they did this study. Guess which group won? By a landslide. The smile group, there was almost all of them were not even clinically diagnosed with depression any longer. Completely changed their cellular physiology by just showing some emotion. That's trippy, right? That blows my mind. So smile a little bit. This one's kind of funny, and I like to throw this in there because I love to travel. You guys know that about me. Plan a trip, but at the end it says, don't take it, just plan it. If you take the trip, you're supposed to book the next one before you come home. So you don't get the post blues. It's so true. When Dr. Ashley and I went to Mexico last year, we already got our dream board and calendar out. We're like, okay, we're going back in February. We didn't because we got pregnant. Her dad says, you got kids, you got nothing. That's a terrible thing to say, and I completely disagree. All right? Here's what happens when you meditate. When you meditate, you shut down parts of your brain that are hyperactive, and you start to calm different areas of your brain that are receiving sensational expressions of life from your body. Okay? All your senses are shooting information to the brain, and when we're in sensory overload, our brain goes haywire. This is actually a real study, and that's the image that they use to educate the doctors and people. The brain over on the right side, you can see the colors are decreasing because the colors express activity. Okay? I work on this all the time. And you don't have to be a guru, Zen, Dalai Lama. You can actually do this for 30 seconds a day, and you can start to change your body. So just little tiny spurts of meditation, and you can change your physiology that fast. And in my other stress classes, I teach circular breathing. Mind-blowing. You can take your stress level and basically drop it down to 0 if you do circular breathing properly. Okay? And the number 11 thing is practice gratitude daily. So this is my gas card. And people say, what's gas? Because we have them hanging up all over the office. This is my gas card that I did when I woke up this morning. And do this. A lot of my patients already are working on this. Every day before you start your day, you sit down and you think, what is the one thing I'm grateful for? And it can be something as silly as oxygen. But it can also be something amazing as, I'm grateful that I get to spend time with this new life that came into my world. I feel blessed that I'm getting to spend this time with my baby girl. I'm grateful for that. And every day, and tomorrow it'll be different. Okay? And the second thing is A, action. That's one thing to get done for the day. And trust me, I have days where I don't do my gas drill, and I have a huge list at the end of the day, and I just go, I'm not going to get to it. But if I can focus on one thing, at least I can go to bed knowing that I got one step closer towards removing stress in my life. One thing. Okay? My thing today was to upload a podcast. You guys know I started my podcast? So I'm going to go home, I'm going to upload a podcast on the website, I'm going to send it all out so you guys can listen to my podcast. Okay? One thing. If I don't do that, my head hits the pillow, guess what? I'm going to be thinking about it. Okay? One thing. And the S is for service. Do a selfless gift of service for someone else for the day. This drill will change your life. And I'm saying that from experience. Do a selfless gift for someone. Okay? Mine is to watch baby for 45 minutes so mom can take a break today because I've been on the go since I woke up and she's been home with baby. Selfless gift. Now I'm going to have to do it because I said it out loud. If you tell people what your gas drill is, it'll feel even better. Okay? Most people I know are stressed out. They're worn out, they're tired, they're fatigued, and they're exhausted because the world's doing that to us. Yes or yes? Yes, you're tired, exhausted, and fatigued. And when you have that stress response in your body, you now know that it's not only making your brain spin, it's polluting your body with toxins and chemicals that are designed to run you away from a tiger or a bear, not keep you healthy and well. If we can just do one thing a day to decrease some stress, we're going to move a landslide closer to your health. Okay? When we're tired, exhausted, and fatigued, we don't feel good. But when we breathe properly and we get adjusted and we work on some of these 11 things, your whole world starts to change. And when you start to feel good, how do the people around you start to feel? Great. And how do the people around you treat you? Even better. And when people treat you even better that are around you, you treat them even better and you feel even better. So it's the better game. So if you work on these things, you can transform a grumpy boss into someone who will go to the end with you. My last story is of one of my employees that was with us for a year. Okay? She worked part-time with us and she worked full-time for another medical clinic. And she would come here every day and she would say, I don't know why I love coming here so much, but when I leave here, all of a sudden my life gets turned upside down. And every morning before we started, we did a gas drill. And I kid you not, she said, I need to do something different. She took this to her place of employment, and she told her boss, this is what I want to start doing. The whole team started doing a gas drill before they saw patients for the day, and she said it completely changed everyone's lives because we started treating each other better. Right? So it's up to you. I'm here to support you, and so are the people around you and next to you. All right? I want everyone to be happy, live well, and focus on spreading this message to the people closest to you. Because outside of this room, people have no idea what we just went over. All you have to do is say, hey, go to Facebook, because I know you have it. Watch Dr. Andrew talk about stress. And just learn something for the day. It's half hour. All right? I'm going to stick around for 15 minutes if anyone wants to chat about stress or about life.